In this video, you're going to learn how to make parenthetical citations in your argumentative essay. So what you need to do is you need to look at your two articles, the one on Nelson Mandela and the one on Malcolm X. I pulled up the Nelson Mandela article here. And on the last page or bottom part of the article, you're going to find information about the article, about the source. So we see that the article title is simply named Nelson Mandela. It's in quotation marks because it's a title of an article. The name of the site and sponsor is the History Channel website. It was written in 2014, and I accessed it on the 2nd of February of this year. So what is parenthetical citation? Parenthetical is from the word parenthesis. These guys are parentheses. Parenthetical citation is citation done within an essay after the writer uses a piece of textual evidence or a quote. We use parenthetical citations to give credit to the writers whose work we borrow and use in our essays. So this is a way for us to avoid plagiarism. What does parenthetical citation look like? So remember our essay about dogs being better pets than cats. There in that essay is the sentence, as Sandra Kelly states, dogs are wired to submit to their masters. They hope to win affection and treats for their good behavior. So Sandra Kelly, in this case, is the author being quoted, and 12 is the page number where the quote appears in a book. What about the articles that we have? So we have 3 articles to quote from in our argumentative essay, 2 about Malcolm X and 1 about Nelson Mandela. Our articles come from web pages, so there are no pages like in a book. Also, our articles do not name any one person as the author. Websites are listed as the authors. So what do we do? Here are some sample parenthetical citations. In the first example, example 1, the writer mentions the article's title in the sentence. So let's read example 1. As stated in the article, Malcolm X, 1925 to 1965, in 1952, the Nation of Islam had 4 temples and only 400 members. Following the end of the quote, we see in red, in parentheses, n.pag. So that is how we are going to cite the page number, and that symbol n.pag. Means that there is no page number listed because it's again from a web page, and web pages don't have page numbers. So to recap, example 1, the writer mentions the article's title in the sentence. The article title is Malcolm X, 1925 to 1965, and then we put n.pag. In parentheses at the end because, again, there are no page numbers on web pages. Then in example 2, here the writer doesn't mention the article's title in the sentence. This is the purple example. So let's read it. In the early 1950s, the Nation of Islam had 4 temples and only 400 members. So in purple, at the end, the citation reads, Malcolm X, 1925 to 1965, then n.pag. So again, the writer doesn't mention the article's title, so we need to put the article's title and n.pag. in the parenthetical citation at the end in purple. What would the parenthetical citation be in these 2 instances? So let's look at number 1. During his teenage years, Malcolm held odd jobs, wore flashy zoot suits, and increasingly turned to a life of crime. Think about whether the article title is listed and what else you would need in that parenthetical citation for number 1. And number 2, in the article Nelson Mandela, the author writes that Mandela served as a mentor to his fellow prisoners, encouraging them to seek better treatment through nonviolent resistance. Think about whether the title of the article is included in the second example and what else we would need in the parenthetical citation. So were you right? In the first example, the article is not stated in the sentence, so it needs to go into the parenthetical citation at the end. along with n.pag. And in the second example, Nelson Mandela, the title of the article is stated in the sentence, so all we need in the parenthetical document and parenthetical citation is n.pag. How many parenthetical citations do I need? Well, this is a link to how many pieces of textual evidence you need. So one piece of textual evidence for reason 1 body paragraph, another one for reason 2 body paragraph, another one for reason 3 body paragraph, and 2 for the counterclaim paragraph or paragraphs. So you are going to need 5 parenthetical citations in total.